That's the question.
Okay. On your mark, set, go!
Welcome to Kipping Up with Wrestling!
Hello! Welcome to episode 4 of Kipping Up with Wrestling, recorded on November 23rd, 2017. We are all lazy and fat from Thanksgiving eating, but thanks for joining us. All of our links to everything we talk about will be in the show notes, so let's get to the ring. Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you? I'm not great. I'm a liar. I'm sick. But
You're sick. You're feeling better, though.
Yeah, I am.
So let's keep that train going. Zach, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. Had a real long week of wrestling. Ready to talk.
There's a lot to talk. And then Joey should be joining us next week. The holidays, it makes it rough for all of us to get here. So we wanted to at least get a show out because a lot of shit happened.
Yeah, apparently people love him. So
yeah, apparently he has family. we ate some microwave dinners.
It was lovely.
Not even turkey. They were out. It was Salisbury steak.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. So where do we want to start? We can go kind of chronologically. The first big thing since our last show was TakeOver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
WarGames. WarGames back after 20 years.
I wanted to. Can we kind of cover who won, but then whether our predictions were right or wrong?
Yeah, totally. I think that'd be good. So let's start with the first match here, which was Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. What do you guys think?
They're building up Lars right now. I feel like it's working. It wasn't a bad match. It was what you expected. Two hard hitting guys, big guys going at it. Wasn't bad.
It was pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it was like 8-9 minutes long.
Okay.
It was pretty fast, and it wasn't very memorable. And I would say, excuse me, there's nothing wrong with the match. It was clearly the worst match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was designed.
It was a bad match. It got better as the night went on. It was so good.
Well, I think they had no disillusions that it would, be the best match. I think it was a squash for Lars, and it was designed that way, and it was pretty quick. And
yeah.
I had thought too. This is a quick aside and not really relevant, but I was like, I wonder what match will start it, and I'm like, I bet it's Cassius Ohno coming out because that song is kind of catchy, and I could see that being the opening, and it totally was.
Right, gets the crowd going a little bit, and people know
totally.
Who he is.
He's got a good song, and I like him. It didn't seem like he was able to do anything in this match, and just making Lars a monster, which is fine. I don't have any problem with it.
How did we predict it would go?
Okay, so clean sweep here. We all picked Lars, and I think that was maybe the easiest.
That was the easiest pick of the night.
Guess of the night. Yeah. So it was good for what it was, and it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what Ohno does now. Like, obviously they have plans for Lars. Yeah. What are the plans for him?
He's a great wrestler. Because it took me a minute. I'm like, that's Chris Hero, isn't it? It took me a second. So
Which they should have kept that name. That's a better name.
Yeah, and Cassius Ohno kind of makes no sense because he's been in WWE before as Chris Hero, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like it when they do that.
Yeah, there's no point to it.
No. So was the next match, I have the notes here, was the next match the Fatal 4-Way? Was that right?
I think it was Velveteen Dream.
The next match was the Velveteen Dream.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The note card is in order by one I found on a random website, so it's not by the order of the show. I apologize for that.
Okay, so that's fine. So I think this is the match that we talked about being really excited for. Did it live up to the hype to you guys?
Absolutely, to me, 100%.
Even more. It was so.
I totally agree.
So never, and if you haven't seen it by now, I don't even feel bad for you because you should have seen it already.
Yeah.
But the storytelling in that match,
totally.
The psychology, never ever before can I remember a match where two men who are wrestling just sit and stare at each other in the middle of the ring and everyone's going crazy. It was so good.
That match was a great technical match, but the storytelling elevated it. It totally reminded me of a match like Flair versus Shawn when he retired. Like, that was an okay match, but it was made so much more memorable by what they did with storytelling.
Well, the story can make the match even better if it really wasn't even that good to, like, begin with. Even though this match was great.
This match was great, but that put it over the top. And, I mean, I like Lars. I like him. He just, it didn't seem like he was able to do anything in this match, and And I gotta say, I did call, and I think it was an easy call.
Mhm.
Him earning his respect and saying his name,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
even though he lost. And that match, rarely it seems like it happens, but it put both of them over.
Yeah.
Velveteen
totally.
Dream is a bona fide superstar right after that match. And he's only 22 years old, which is the crazy part.
You know,
Yes.
I actually went back and watched Tough Enough because of him, and then the other two,
Mandy and I
Sonya.
can never remember her
Sonya,
name.
because
Is it
her
Sonya?
name's
Yeah.
Daria in Tough Enough, and I can't ever
Yeah.
remember her actual wrestling name.
Is it
Yeah.
Sonya Deville or something like
Deville,
Yeah,
yes,
that sounds right.
Sonya Deville or Sonya Deville or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I actually went back and watched the last Tough Enough season because I was sick and I couldn't do anything anyway. So I just put that on and just hit go and like watched the entire season, and it was awesome. Like seeing them then and like thinking about like where they are now and everything.
And
Really?
he was the
Yeah.
only one who really was into wrestling and seemed to respect it. Everyone
Yeah.
else there was there to get famous.
Yeah.
The Beast in the East happened during that time.
Yep.
And he was the only one that got up to watch it live.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the other guys, I think it was Tanner, he like raised his hand. He's like, "Well, I watched it later." And Paige had a match in that, and she was one of the judges. And so I think it was Byron was hosting. He goes, "Oh, so who did Paige wrestle?" He goes, "I don't know."
Yeah.
So then they went over to Patrick, that's Velveteen Dream, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Who did she wrestle?" And he said, "She had a triple threat match."
Yeah, he knew. He really seemed to care, and
Yeah.
which made it much more satisfying seeing the people who beat him go on to really do nothing, and him where he is, where he is. It was really cool. After the match, you had people like Kevin Owens and other people.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, tweeting stuff like "No one will not know your name now" or something like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah,
he has arrived, and that's awesome, and I'm super pumped for him.
I hope he makes a good run at NXT, and he's going to eventually come up to the main roster. He'll probably have to tweak his gimmick just a little bit, but I hope he stays true to the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, and I hope they don't call him up right away because I want to see him.
Develop
No,
a bit more.
he's only
Yeah.
22. He could be down there for years and still have a 15-year wrestling career in the WWE.
And it's pretty amazing given he's 22, and I think he was 19 or 20 when Tough
He
Enough
was
ran.
19 during Tough Enough, yeah.
Okay, and he's really good. He's
Yeah.
good. He's great in the ring.
He had this DDT, I think it was an
That was
Black.
amazing.
Unreal.
And the storytelling was so good there because he hit
didn't-
the DDT,
yeah,
but he was too tired to go for the pin.
Mhm.
So,
So
it kind
it-
of protected
yeah.
it because, like, if he had covered right away, you know, it would have been a different situation maybe. But now, because he didn't cover right away, it makes that still a powerful move, and just that his, I don't know, not his maturity, but his like experience, like he didn't capitalize on that in time, so it protects the move, but shows maybe his inexperience didn't really have him make that pin
Yeah,
in time.
totally,
So.
totally. And given that we called the ending, I still think the way it was delivered was better than I even pictured it.
Totally.
Enjoy Infamy, and oh god, it was so good.
And the talk's all about Velveteen Dream, but we can't leave out the Aleister Black is amazing.
He was great.
He was
He-
great.
His storytelling was on point. It was fucking great. The camera work is the only thing that pissed me off in that match.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Yeah, did you notice that? There's back cam work all night.
Yes.
They
The-
missed the finisher in that match.
They
didn't
Yes.
missed the finisher in that match, and they also missed the moment where when Aleister Black was sitting in the center of the ring with Velveteen Dream, and then he did Velveteen's move to mock him. They were up close on Velveteen, so you missed that move, and you just seen Velveteen's reaction, and then they had to pan out so you could see what he'd done, and it was like,
Yeah.
we missed that, dummy.
Like I pieced together what happened, but it would have been great to see it.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it has something to do with there being two rings.
Maybe.
So maybe it was hard because I want to also they did a good job of not making it seem like there's two rings, because if you watch like the old WCW pay-per-views, you can totally tell there's another ring right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of the camera shots they were using, you couldn't tell that there was another ring.
And I thought it was cool that they bounced matches between rings, because at first I was thinking I'd be pissed if I was on the other side and all the matches except
Right.
the last
Yeah.
one are going to happen. So they were switching it up, which was cool.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And-
Maybe that's cool.
Yeah. And before we get to predictions on this one, I gotta give credit to Velveteen for the whole Rick Rude throwback,
Oh yeah, the
the
pants.
tights and the movement. And didn't he do a Rude Awakening
Yeah.
during the match?
Yeah, he did.
Which is
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah,
great.
but right when he took off his little chaps or whatever, had the airbrush Aleister Black.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
like, okay, this is going to be as good as
And
I
the-
hoped.
To wear chaps to do that reveal was just brilliant. Like,
Oh, I know. And I'm pretty sure he brought back dangly earrings for men, and I love that too.
Cool. You gonna get on that?
Yeah, well, Mitch is. So.
Oh, obviously. Yeah.
Sweet. We can't have a podcast where we don't talk about Mitch.
Should
Yeah,
have
cool.
had Mitch on this week.
Yeah.
Well, we should have.
Yeah.
I'll call and text him right now.
So with predictions here, I know Zach and I both picked Aleister Black, and Shannon, I have a question mark here. Did you?
I went with Aleister Black after.
Okay.
Like we did
After the
last
match,
show.
yeah.
No,
That's
after we did our show, but before I made a visual, like a graphic that's on our Instagram to prove that I did it right before.
Right on. Okay, so next match, I believe, was the Fatal 4-Way, correct?
Yep.
So what did you guys think?
I wish they had more time. It was
Yeah,
a
it
short
was
match.
Pretty short.
It ended kind of abruptly.
They kind of went into the finish of the match very, very fast.
I will say I fucking loved the finish. Her hitting the Eclipse on two of them, and it looked great.
That was unreal.
That was really
I'd be
nice.
nervous every time if I was her that I'd mess it up.
Yeah.
I've never seen her botch it though in any of her matches, which is
No,
pretty
I've
crazy.
seen it where it looked a little cleaner, but it was never a miss. This was perfect on
I
two
think
of them.
The main star of this one was Peyton Royce. Is definitely a good wrestler.
She's great.
I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
That was the first time that I knew who she was, but that was my first time actually watching her wrestle a match, and she surprised me a lot actually.
And I liked the little storytelling when Billy escorted her out, and Peyton was about to walk down holding her hand, and Billy's like, no, you got to go do this on your own. And Peyton looked scared.
Yeah, just for a second. And then she
turned,
pulled it together, and then I thought, oh, that's so good.
Yeah. She's definitely going to be a player in NXT here soon.
Those two, I know I wasn't really impressed with them right away. And I think, Shannon, you actively disliked them.
Back when, the Four Horsemen were down there and stuff like that, and just after they left, and then those two were starting to get a lot more time. I really didn't like them, but they have totally grown on me, and I totally love them now. So.
Yep, they're great. I hope they're down there a while, because I think they kind of have to be, because you don't have many women left.
Well,
and
no, because we're going to talk about it later. 6 just came up. 6. That's huge. But anyway, go ahead.
Yep. So, and I thought it was adorable. Asuka kind of coming full circle and presenting her the belt, and then awkwardly wanting to raise her hand, but almost being too shy. It was adorable.
I saw a tweet, and I can't even remember who tweeted it. Was because at the time, but someone tweeted oh, of course, adorable, awkward Asuka steals the show from Ember winning the championship.
Yeah, no, I felt it was a respect thing.
Oh no, it was just everyone was just oh, Asuka's so cute.
Yeah, I just want Asuka to be happy.
Yeah,
right? She looks so happy.
There's a lot of talk right now about Ember Moon, she had to wait for Asuka to leave NXT to win the title. So I think it'd be really, really cool if maybe 2 years down the line, Ember Moon comes up to Asuka,
Absolutely,
still undefeated.
Shannon and I talked about that. I don't think she'll be undefeated, but you can really milk that story or go back to it when she's up there, and can she finally do it? And I think that could be awesome. I hope WWE has the patience to do that.
They should revisit it. I mean,
yeah, totally.
Dumb not to.
They're great in the ring together.
Oh yeah,
her best matches, I feel, in NXT were against her.
At the last takeover, the one for SummerSlam, they had the best match on the card.
Yep, totally. So let's get to our predictions. I had Ember. And Shannon, you had Ember.
Yep.
And then Zach, you were going with wild card. Well, not really a wild card. Kairi Sane, which
a lot of people are calling her.
Oh no, totally. I think it was her or Ember were the obvious choices.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they were just trying to get new blood in, because they've had that formula where the next person in line always gets out, thinking maybe they switch it up. But
yeah, I thought Peyton was a dark horse, and that would have been fun to see her kind of steal the title.
A really good time to see Peyton win it.
But did Kairi Sane didn't seem like I remember her doing the elbow spot. I don't really remember much else out of her.
I don't know.
Again, that match didn't have a ton of time.
No, Nikki took that huge slam on this.
Oh, with the thud.
Yeah, outside of the ring, man, that was huge. I was she came back when she woke up, totally ticked off and beat the crap out of people.
Yeah, I felt even though the match didn't have a lot of time, those two got their moments to shine.
Yeah, I think Nikki Cross is underrated.
Yeah, I think after that match, I agree. I think she's the best member of Sanity with her gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
She's
He actually
all
is
in on her
uncomfortable
gimmick.
at
Like, I kind
times.
of think she might be crazy.
Yeah. Where the rest of Sandy, I feel like they're not really nuts like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
She totally is.
Just batshit crazy.
Yeah, and her music's unsettling.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
My friends and I were talking, and if one of us ever gets like a boat when we're getting older, like a nice yacht, we're gonna name it the Kyrie Sane. We want to have her little tiny wheel as our wheel for the ship.
That's good goals.
Yeah, just a little tiny one for this like mega
goals.
yacht. Like, oh my god, trying to spin it like crazy to turn.
You guys are gonna buy a boat like Always Sunny.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
houseboat.
Burn it down.
Yeah. With your dick towel money. Okay, next match, and there weren't many matches, which is what I love about TakeOver because most of them get a lot of
Quick
time.
night, yeah.
Is the NXT Championship. Why we do it? Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Who?
This was okay. Let's go back to last week when Shannon had a really hard time remembering who any of them are. Did this match change any of that for you?
I will remember them, yeah. But you know what? I actually looked up the one guy. He used to wear the white suspenders.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
I
was
remember
like
him now.
A goofy
Yeah.
baby face. It was a bad gimmick.
I remember that guy. And then
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre. No, I don't ever remember him before
Now the
TakeOver.
sad part is he's going to be
But
out
I
for a
remember
while,
him
and you're going to
now.
forget him.
Yeah, I remember him now. That man is as tall as Zelina. Like, when he's on his
he's
knees,
a monster.
he's as tall as Zelina is tall. Like, he's
Yeah.
huge.
I thought this
Jeez,
was
man.
a really good match.
And a shocker finish. I thought there was no way that Drew didn't win.
Yeah.
I felt like something went weird and they changed it.
That might have been too, because he got hurt during the match.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they maybe call a spot or something in the ring.
Some people say he got finished during the DDT, which I don't know if
Mhm.
they'd be able to change it that quickly.
Yeah,
But
'cause that was, like, immediate.
Mhm.
there was a lot of great spots. There was the awesome spot of Zelena trying to do the move on the outside and him like throwing her
Put her
off,
right
and
back
then
up. And she's just standing.
Andrade jumped out right then, and he just clocked him back into
Yeah.
the ring
Didn't she catch Drew with a hurricanrana too?
in the middle of the ring,
Yeah,
and
that
spiked him.
that
It was
was
a great looking spot.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
the Kalisto style one.
how she, like, pops in and, like, pops
Yeah.
out. Like, she's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, is she gonna wrestle? Because
She
I mean,
I
Like,
hope so.
She clearly
Yeah.
has some moves, yeah.
and she's got it. She's great on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And like I really like the spot of Drew hitting the Claymore, which Andrade sold the hell out of it, and
Mhm.
and then her putting his foot on the rope, like totally heel move. Like there's a lot of good stuff in this match.
Yeah, it was surprising. I didn't have high expectations for that match.
Yeah,
It was
me
one of the
neither.
ones that I was actually kind of the least excited for, but it actually proved itself pretty well. It was good.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. So I don't think any of us predicted this, right?
No.
No.
Which I'm not. I totally am interested in where they go from here. I like Andrade, and I think he's great in the ring. So this could be a lot of fun.
Who do you think is the next person to challenge for the title?
I mean, I would have said Adam Cole, and I think that still makes sense. But I guess he can be a baby face. They haven't really portrayed him as a baby face, or you could have two heels go up. They don't have to stick to that.
True.
Yeah. I like when they
Maybe-
don't stick to the formula. Two heels going at it's fun.
No,
Mhm.
I know it's the competition. Like I never buy in that argument. Well, who's the face here? Like there doesn't have to be.
Doesn't. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes if it's a really good story,
Yeah, assholes
it's not
wrestle
clear.
assholes sometimes. It
Mhm.
doesn't always.
Let the assholes have their moment.
They
Think
deserve a
of the
moment.
assholes.
Yeah, won't you? So last match, and it had a lot of time, was the War Game match. Sanity
Yes.
versus Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain. What you guys think?
Awesome. There's not many words to describe it. I've never seen a War Games match before, and that just lived up to all the hype that I heard. It was
Yeah,
amazing. All the spots, all the different dynamics they had going with different people. I don't know. It was just it
there
was
was a
amazing.
lot, and I felt like almost everybody had really good moments to shine. I'm more and more as I watch him. I am totally into Roderick Strong.
Oh yeah, he's a stud.
He's a beast in there for how short he is and how
Mhm.
little. Like he's a workhorse. He's
Yeah.
really good. Totally reminds me of Dean Malenko.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And Dustin Runnels and Uncle Arn were in the crowd, and they did a shot. It might have been after the show of Uncle Arn just getting jacked at it, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Ringing endorsement.
They had
So
a
what'd you-
lot of. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
They just had a lot of cool spots. They had the one where Adam Cole was sitting in the middle, and they all did like 3-on-3, like little suplexes in the tables and whatnot.
And then he's the only one left standing.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And then him on the top with that crazy superplex off
Yeah.
the top rope.
That was probably my favorite visual of the whole weekend of wrestling was when nobody's moving and they pin them, and out of all those bodies, just one hand flies out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
That
Gives me
was
chills
awesome.
thinking about it. So
I was
cool.
looking at that and I'm like, I wouldn't even know, like with all those bodies on top of everybody, like I wouldn't even know if I was getting pinned. You know?
Yeah, right.
I would just
Yeah.
raise my hand out of paranoia. But I
Yeah.
thought Killian Dane like really shined during that match too. He was
Yes.
phenomenal.
Just thinking that. Yep.
He's a
and
total
him
beast.
pointing to what was it, Kyle O'Reilly, and then telling Adam Cole like, "I'm gonna kill your friend" or something like
I'm
that,
gonna kill him.
and doing the almost coast to coast. That guy, yeah,
Yeah.
he was maybe one of the stars of the match.
That was
kind
awesome.
of putting him.
Yeah, I really did not care for them. Their like little group when we first, it was
Yeah.
Insanity. It's called
Sanity.
Sanity.
I always want to call him Insanity.
Yeah, so Sanity. But like right, they got in last, and all this started throwing all the weapons in the ring, and it was awesome. They
And
had
the one guy got busted
Yeah,
open.
and then the one his
three
own
guys got busted open.
Well,
Yeah.
but that one guy hit that table, and that bar
Mhm.
came off that table,
was
and
so
they
much
sliced
blood.
open his head. And he
Yeah.
was over, like, even when Adam Cole jumped off, he was the only one not in that group to catch him because he was still getting stapled up over on the side, like
Yeah.
through the cage. You could see, like, there's a couple of clips where they couldn't help the angle, and you could kind of see him over there, and the people were working on him. But he was still busted open at the end of the match when he was laying outside, and someone grabbed him by the head as soon as he came over, and I'm like, "Don't touch his head!" Like,
That
leave
poor man.
that poor man alone. Just
When they started doing more moves to him, that's what I yelled.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone.
Just giving him DDTs.
like, just let him pass out.
He's already dead.
Yeah, I never really thought about that because usually if there's blood in the match, like they'll have somebody come over, but they're in a cage. They can't they're not
Yeah.
going to open up the door right
Well,
there
they
to
locked
walk
it.
in.
There's no,
Yeah,
the guy ate the key.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
had
getting in
to
there.
they had to raise it.
Yeah,
And
Killian-
after the match, Undisputed Era went to leave, and they're like, "Oh fuck, the door's closed." So they just
The
folded
one guy
the
opened
chairs.
up one of the chairs. Yeah, the folding chairs. That was hilarious. J-Dub in our chat room, he's excited. There's some wrestling talk on Turkey Day, and he said that he thought that Cole and Strong were going to die after that suplex.
It was one of the better looking spots
Superplex,
from a
sorry.
top rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked like Cole barely got caught. Like it kind of
yeah.
looked like he parted the seas and landed like in between
Yeah.
them.
Well,
And
for-
him on that top yelling Adam Cole, baby, and like that was a great visual.
I like the
I like-
crowd. You will die. Or whatever. You will
It was
kill
cool.
him.
They kept the wrestle match going too, and you could just slowly see him on the top, just army crawling across. It took him like 3 minutes to get across.
He looked pretty freaked out, and I would
He
be too
didn't
up there.
stand up very well either. It seemed to me, maybe he was just selling that, but it seemed to me like he has a legit fear of heights. 'Cause
But I think
Right.
I think even if he, whether he was purposely selling it or not, it made it seem more dangerous. Like you see a lot of people jump up on the Hell in the Cell or whatever and just kind of walk around.
Yeah.
I think it helped the drama of the match. Like, no, this is serious
high.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is no joke.
The only thing I can say is that I wish they had the old style WCW like pyro on top of the cage when it was coming down. That's the only thing that I was wishing for.
Yeah.
A little nostalgia. But
And
go ahead.
Yeah, I think we all called, and I think it was the winner, and I think it had to be Undisputed Era winning it.
Yeah.
They immediately are all legit contenders now after
Yes.
winning that. That was a display of their
It was fantastic.
talents.
Yep, they're no joke.
Mhm.
So overall, a really good show. And it was one of those, again, takeover with a WWE pay-per-view the next night, and you're like, okay, it's not going to be better than this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say, if
Definitely-
you're not watching NXT, you're missing out on some good wrestling. So
It's now
time for
like
it.
they had great periods before when like Sammy was there and Neville, and then I think Finn and Bailey were really they're hot again. Like it's must-watch wrestling right now.
Yep.
And so let's roll into the next night because we have a lot still to get through. Survivor Series, the kickoff matches. Do I have okay?
I'm getting them up right here.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, so one of the kickoff matches was Enzo, the Zoe Train, going against Kalisto. Kind of a nothing match. There were a couple botches.
There's a botch in an Enzo match?
Well, yeah, but I remember
But it was-
Kalisto botched his entrance.
Did
yeah,
he?
that almost seemed intentional. It was so bad.
No, I don't
It
think
was-
so. He did the whole trampoline jump, and he almost didn't make it over
He,
the
like,
ropes.
Really?
Yeah,
He
had
got
to
stuck.
catch the ropes, and then he came over.
Wow.
But
I
there
didn't
were
catch
the
the two
two-
pre-matches, so
There were the other two pre-matches too that aren't on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And there was KO, Sammy versus Breezango, which was a really quick match.
Super fast.
Yeah. Which
I was-
had KO and Sammy win. There's not much to say about that one.
Not
seems
really.
like.
Other than it's hard because I want Breezango to start. One, I was super happy they were actually getting a match because they never get to wrestle anymore. But I really don't want them just to be buried because they're really talented wrestlers, and it seems like
They're
such
they're
a
missing
waste.
an opportunity.
Yeah.
of
And
not-
they're over too. They're
Yeah.
over. Everybody
They
like
don't
when they come
wrestle,
out, they get
and they're
hurt.
over. Yeah.
And it seems like one of those things where after a while, maybe they won't be as over, and Vince will be like, "See, they're not over. I'm not pushing them," and it's because you didn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Those fashion files, like for a good 3-4 months, that was the best part of SmackDown. Every single
Totally.
time, I was excited for it. All right,
So I'm having a little bit of trouble looking at deciphering our predictions here.
Well,
Um,
the names are on the sides of the people who won.
Oh, okay. So we all picked Enzo to beat Kalisto,
Yes. Yes.
which I think is smart. You keep him
Yep.
as dickbag champion going forward.
because you can see we agreed on almost all of them except for the
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You see.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Got it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So
You go.
then we went into the opening match, I believe, was Miz and Baron?
I'm trying to remember.
Am I
I
going
feel
in
like that
order?
was later in the night. I don't think we're in order.
Oh, it was
No.
New Day Shield.
Yeah, New Day Shield kicked it off.
Yeah, they were the opening. So what'd you guys think of that match?
Honestly, it was good. I was kind of hoping for better, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it was good, but it wasn't like outstanding like I was
It was one of
expecting.
the better matches on the card, but it was nothing where I feel like all 6 of those competitors could put out.
Yeah, I gotta lie, I went Dreamweaver a couple times during the
Yeah,
match.
like I'll say like I watched the Aleister Black Velveteen Dream match 3 times since Takeover, and
Yeah.
I didn't rewatch that one.
You'll never watch it again, probably.
Probably not. We all picked Shield, which I felt
Yeah.
like they had to win.
I was really hoping Kofi was going to do his trust fall spot. I was really bummed they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the perfect time to do it. You have 5 people that can catch you.
Yep.
So,
All right, so then I'm gonna go. This may not be in chronological order, but Miz
Sorry.
and Baron Corbin, I felt was a very blah match.
yep.
Again, like we talked about last week, I think Miz is a solid worker, but he can't carry someone,
hmm
and Baron needs to be carried.
Exactly.
And
At this point in his career, he needs to be carried. He's not well enough in the ring to carry
No.
somebody in the match. Neither is the Miz.
no, Miz can be in a great match.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to take away from him,
How
but
about Monday night?
yep, yeah, totally, yeah. So Baron won clean, like whatever. I think we
Mhm.
all picked Miz.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
screwed that one up.
Which it kind of makes sense now because Miz is leaving to film a movie.
Yeah, good for fantasy right there.
Yep. So let's then jump to, we had the Usos versus Cesaro and Sheamus, which I thought was a very good match.
hmm
Usos are, it's still kind of crazy how far they've come from how stale that gimmick was to I think the best tag team in WWE right now.
I can't think of a tag team that is better than them. Even
No.
in NXT, I can't think of somebody
No,
I'd rather.
like,
They're hitting on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
Not many teams can do that, and their new gimmick is just so over, and their promos have been fantastic. Their in-ring work has been fantastic.
it almost seems like they're transitioning to faces, or they might just be who they are, and depending on who they're wrestling.
They could they dislike their opponent. And so
Yeah.
they rip on their opponent. So whether their opponent is a heel or a face, it works.
They didn't really do anything at Survivor Series, but I like the little respect they have for the New Day, like them. The last few weeks, they just all are cool with each other after their months and months of matches. I like that.
Yeah. So, and then let me look at predictions here. We all picked Usos, which I felt like was the right, because they are the best tag team right now. So it made
Mhm.
sense for them to win. Really good match.
Sorry, when I made the graphic, I didn't have time to put it in order of the card.
That's fine. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. So next match we will go to is the women's match. Moving Survivor Series match. We had Carmella, Becky, Natty was an addition, Naomi, and Tamina for some reason against Raw team, which was Bailey, Naomi, Alicia, Fox, the captain, Asuka, and Sasha. What did you all think?
I was hoping for better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like there
There
was
were
a lot
some
of
awkward
sloppy
spots.
moments. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of sloppy moments.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox was not very good in that match.
It's
She had Go ahead.
You know, I think when you have like that many people in there, it's just it can
It's harder, I think. There's so many more variables.
It can be awkward. I don't know, but then I don't know.
like Paige. Becky getting knocked out first too.
That was bullshit.
That was BS. They're like burying her. It seems like totally.
She's going to film a movie.
She's going to film a movie, so that might be it. But still, I feel like she definitely deserved a better showcase.
It felt really shitty to her character and where she's at.
It was quick too. It was like a few minutes.
It was a nothing thing.
Yeah, she was just out.
And I was telling Shannon too. That's what happens in Survivor Series matches. You see people get pinned by stuff that they would never get pinned at in a traditional match.
Yep.
I was
and that felt like that.
I did like the ending though, how Asuka had a strong showing at the end that came out really well. But up until then, it was very clumsy and awkward, and it's very frustrating because it was kind of like when I was watching Tough Enough. Like the one guy was saying when he had to work with, he was paired up with a guy that wasn't doing very well. And so he was like, when you're paired up with someone who all of their moves are awkward, it makes me look awkward. And so he was frustrated because then he's like, then I can't show what I can do. And this is a competition, and so I was thinking after watching that today and then remembering this match, when you have you kind of have a mixed bag here, people who are really excellent and some who are pretty awkward, or a little bit sloppy. And so when you have those sloppy moves, it makes everything look sloppy.
And it's really pronounced because you have people who are so solid in the ring.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of part of it. We have some really, really great women wrestlers that I think aren't being showcased well.
Totally.
I feel like putting Asuka in this match at all was kind of a bad move, just because they're not going to make her get a loss, even if it's on a 5-on-5 Survivor Series.
It handcuffed them.
So you kind of knew that they were going to win.
Which I think we said last week. We all predicted. I think I even changed my mind because that was pointed out that the Raw team would win, which they did. So I don't know if it really helped anybody. I mean, it helped Asuka, I guess, kind of run through some of them, but we'll see. We'll see where they go with Asuka. I unfortunately don't have a ton of faith.
She's still getting good crowd reactions though, so I'm hoping that maybe they're seeing that.
She's
the
over.
crowd goes crazy for her.
Yeah. So we'll see. So next, let's jump to the women's championship match, Natty versus Charlotte, which I thought was a good match.
What did you just say?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alexa versus Charlotte. Yeah. Got us on the brain. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah. It was a good match.
It was getting slack on the internet. There were some people saying that it wasn't very good, and I honestly enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought
it was solid. Not the best match on the show, but it was good.
No, they didn't get enough. They didn't get a lot of time, but they made the time that they made the best out of the time that they had.
Totally.
It was definitely better than the Miz Corbin match, or even the women's 5-on-5 match. I enjoyed that more.
Yeah, totally. And I think Charlotte winning clean, I felt was the right move, and I really like Alexa. But it has kind of become, to me at least, almost like that whole Cena Lowell Alexa wins. I felt like she kind of needed a loss, and maybe that'll be better for her character.
I can see that.
But it was, I was glad Charlotte won, and I felt like that was the right move. So it was totally this is a decent, fine match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I would have been really bummed if Alexa won, because she's just been on a tear.
She's winning against everybody.
Yeah, so.
And in shitty ways. I think she needed a little drop. It's not going to hurt her character. It didn't hurt her.
Really. Yeah.
Especially to Charlotte, it's not going to make her look worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that really, it makes me, eventually I want Charlotte versus Asuka somehow. So.
It'll happen.
We'll get it at WrestleMania or something. So. The next match was Brock versus AJ.
And what do you expect? The best match on the card, because AJ Styles is in it.
Yeah, I had started off. I was a little worried because Brock was doing Brock things.
I was so bummed. I was so mad until about
Just
halfway through the match.
He got his ass kicked for 4 or 5 minutes.
I was like, this is bullshit. I was so pissed.
So
then the last 10 minutes was awesome.
It was really good, even though I don't think any of us ever thought AJ was going to win it.
I did.
No.
You did?
When he hit the phenomenal forearm, I was like, "There's no way," but it got in the back of my head that he might do it.
Yeah,
Brock
you could tell that
need the win. Brock doesn't need to win. I'm so over Brock. He's a part-timer holding the highest title.
Yeah.
I'm sick of him. And
he needs the win in Vince's mind because that's all for Roman to beat. All of this is for him to build up.
To feed all this glory to Roman, really?
Yes. And I totally agree with you. I really liked the match, but I was just more depressed when it was over because just get it over with. Let Roman beat him. Coronate Roman for the third time.
Can we stop sacrificing everybody's talent, like all the talent to the altar of Roman?
Yeah, I was just really upset.
There was one really cool spot in the match.
Which one?
Zack?
Sorry, you guys were breaking up a little bit, but I hear you guys now.
You said there was one cool spot in the match? No? Okay. No.
Maybe that's all he wanted to say.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. No. Okay, I hear you guys now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What
you guys started like flickering, but I was saying there's a really cool spot in the match where AJ had him in the calf crusher, and then he started slamming AJ's head on the ground.
Oh yeah,
that was like, cool because that felt more like what you might do.
Yeah, that seemed like a legit move. Like Brock was just pissed that was happening. It was like.
Right. You could tell that Brock respected AJ for all the stuff that he did in the match with him, and he was selling to him really, really well.
Yeah, like I heard that he sold the ankle, which is cool, but he should do it all the time. It should, like I got that, like, oh, this helped AJ because Brock liked wrestling him. Like, no, it's his fucking job. And I'm more just depressed. I wanted AJ to win. I felt like that would have. He's one of the few guys that would have made sense to beat Brock.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I thought it was the best match Brock's had
in a long time.
Since that 3-way with Cena and Seth at Royal Rumble, I believe.
That 4-way too at Great. I think it was Great Balls of No. Where was it at?
Yeah,
with him, Strowman, Samoa Joe, and somebody was great.
SummerSlam.
I think it was SummerSlam.
That was a good.
But
match.
I'm really just bummed because I understand why Brock doesn't get beat. It makes him stronger, and for the person that beats him, it's going to be a monumentous moment. But we all know that it's going to be Roman Reigns, and
no one will care, though.
It drives me crazy.
No one will care. That's not going to make everyone like, oh, shit, this guy's the real deal. Yeah, like, but everyone knows it's going to happen, so I don't think it really means much.
They're going about this all the wrong way. Roman has all the tools besides his promo work, but I feel like that's going to piss people off more. Like, oh, Roman's the only one who can kick out of the F5. He's the only one who's going to beat him. Yep.
I don't think it's going to help them like they think it will.
Especially when they've already done this like 3 times. He's beat Brock Lesnar.
He's been coronated
so
many times.
Yeah.
There's no need for it, but they're going to do it again. Drive it down our throats.
And I kind of hope, just do it at Royal Rumble. Get it over with. Like, I want to move on.
Don't give me another WrestleMania with Roman Reigns.
No. I haven't cared about Roman in the last, 3 WrestleManias or 2 WrestleManias. The one with Triple H and then the one with The Undertaker. Like, I knew who was going to win, and I was so just fatigued with it. So, I don't know.
That's the problem. They want him to be it, and so we all know that, so there's no fun in the match,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think once he finally does, the crowd's going to shit on him.
And
it's not going to be the reaction they wanted.
Yep.
So I don't know. So Zack and I picked Brock. Shannon, you were the wild card. You were holding out hope. And I wish you were right.
Hope. I'm sorry.
I wish you were right.
I really didn't think Brock needed the win. He didn't take away his title. It doesn't hurt him. No. I mean, he's part-time, so who cares? He's not on every week. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So, and then the last match, which had a lot of time, was the men's Survivor Series match.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is a clusterfuck.
This match went off the rails so hard.
Oh, my God. And not even in a good way.
No.
Chinese fire drill, just people going all over the place. They have no idea what's going on.
Ron looking confused. His visuals spoke for all of us.
Yeah.
That was great.
Absolutely.
He looked so adorable when he was doing that, too.
What are you doing?
A big dumb man just not understanding the guy's motives. Just
a big teddy bear who doesn't really know what's going on.
What they're referring to, just in case you're wondering, is the moment when Triple H turned all over everybody. And
turned on everybody.
Yeah, it made no sense.
He went in to protect Shane, so it seemed like maybe there was
No,
some...
he went to help Angle, and he pedigreed him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He went in
Okay.
and protected Shane because Angle
Yes.
was
Yeah,
on
you're right,
Shane.
you're right.
And I'm sorry, I took it that he I took the motive to protect Shane, and then nope, I'm not doing that either.
So he
what
just
are you
wanted
doing?
he just wanted Angle to look bad, but he still wanted to win the match. But why would you just? It made no sense.
They're setting up Triple H versus Kurt Angle, which I think I said on the podcast before. I don't want to see. I want to see Kurt Angle wrestle someone he's never wrestled before.
Yeah.
Did he pull over Shane McMahon's arm to pin Kurt Angle during that match?
I believe he did.
If he still wanted Raw the win, why the fuck would he do that? Why wouldn't he just pin Shane?
Oh wait, no, I don't think he did.
He didn't. Okay.
No, he went to help Shane up, and then he pedigreed him.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
I was starting to think.
And then he pinned him. So Triple H is going over.
Yep.
Everybody.
The only two good parts about that match was Braun Strowman's reaction and the look of the most scared look I've ever seen in a human's eyes when Braun Strowman gripped up Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H literally looked like he was gonna die.
After all the bullshit, that was a little bit fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think there was a couple, I liked the tease of, and J-Dub said in the chat, of Nakamura and Finn, and I felt like Finn had a couple good spots, and Bobby Roode had a couple good spots, but it was just over so quickly for them.
What was the point of bringing back John Cena?
Nothing. I don't know. I think they just wanted a name.
So weird. And how come some superstars didn't wear their colors? He was the one that stood out because he wore green.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Roman Reigns didn't wear his shirt. There were some people who didn't wear their team's shirts.
If you're one of those guys, you're allowed to. Triple H didn't. He had a red shirt on, but it wasn't Team Raw.
I know, that was funny.
King of Kings. But it was funny to see out there. It was 5 red shirts versus 4 blue shirts and a bright ass neon green shirt.
Well, it was like earlier, Roman didn't wear the shirt that the other two wore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He's the big dog, and dogs don't like shirts.
Yep.
But they like vests. They like
thick life preservers. I don't know.
This is his yard. He'll do what he wants.
Yeah. So it was a weird show that had some really good highs and some really weird moments. I don't think any match was flat out bad, except maybe the women's Survivor Series match.
I don't know. That ending on the men's was stupid.
I think I enjoyed the women's match more than Baron and Miz.
Yeah.
I think maybe that was just... But that wasn't a bad match. It was just nothing. So
I started watching Breaking Ground today, so now I kind of have this, I feel bad for Baron Corbin because I really liked him during Breaking Ground.
Same. I liked him after that.
Yeah.
But... Like I said, I think he's got a couple really good moves. I don't really like him on the mic, and outside of those 2 moves, I can't remember anything he does in the ring.
Not one thing.
No. I'm not trying to be a dick. I legit don't.
Yeah.
Name me a great Baron Corbin match.
He had a good match in one of the NXT takeovers against Austin Aries.
Really?
It was okay. I remember the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
If you remember it, it was decent enough to be in your memory. So,
yes. And Austin Aries won, and I think he kind of carried it.
Yep, sounds about right.
J-Dub said the after-match stuff was nice, but didn't make up for the rest of the match.
Yeah, Braun grabbing him and him freaking out really sold Braun as a badass, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Yeah.
And he's so over.
Braun? Oh my god.
Yes, he's way over. He's more over than Roman
versus Brock, and give him.
They did that match though.
Well, that's true, but I don't understand.
And he lost clean.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they keep doing that, but whatever.
So he's so over. They should capitalize on it, but
it's just.
I think he'll win the Rumble.
Bray.
That's my wild card.
Just
Braun?
Yeah.
Not a bad call.
Maybe.
Or it's either him or Roman.
Oh.
I guess it has to be Roman then, because it's Raw.
They have to set that up another way, because if he wins the Royal Rumble, people will burn that place down.
Yeah. Where's it at?
I have no idea. If it's in Philly, that whole town will burn to the goddamn.
I hope it's in Chicago.
Oh.
So we'll see. Raw, so do we want to kind of scattershot over the highlights of Raw, SmackDown,
You're
and
the
stuff?
host, bitch.
Yeah, because we've been going a while.
I've been sick, so I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't really been focused on.
So Raw, Miz lost the title to.
That
Roman.
was huge. Yeah.
1 second. Sorry, Royal Rumble is in Philly, 2018.
Okay.
So poor Roman if he wins.
They have the balls to have him win there.
Oh
I don't
God,
know. Didn't he win his first title there?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure either he won the Royal Rumble or Batista won it in Philly, and they rioted.
Yeah,
They freaked
they
out.
were pissed.
Oh my god.
So
Excited.
Miz dropped the title to Roman, so now he's a
Yeah.
Grand Slam champ.
Needed that for fantasy.
Yeah, good for you.
Yep.
And that made more sense after we found out that Miz and Shawn Michaels and Becky are going to be in the next Marine movie.
That was a great match, by the way, though.
It was good. It was real, and the crowd was totally into Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If only he wrestled Miz every week, because Miz is such a good bad guy, he can get anybody over.
Right. Yeah,
There were a lot of Miz chants too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miz is in that thing where people hate him, but they also respect him, so you enjoy him being a dick.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
there was that nice line in the promo earlier in the night where, like, we love Miz or something, and Roman said, "We've traveled around the world and we've never heard that chant."
Well, that's what I was gonna just say. Like the Houston audience loved every single person that came out.
Houston,
Like,
they need to just have
everybody had a
everything there.
chant.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
They were pretty much hot for all nights. So what? Anything else major from Raw?
Maybe Paige returning.
Oh yeah,
And the
Yeah.
three that came
Yes.
up.
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, I
Yeah,
believe.
Yes.
Sonya Deville. Oh yeah, I guess it was only two that came up.
the crowd was hot for Paige.
Yeah, she had a huge pop when she came in. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
She did, but it was like an awkward. It got awkward how she announced the other two, but I guess because they came in and did a heel move, it was kind of
Yeah,
weird anyway. So
I felt it was okay. Oh,
I'm
It's
totally
fine.
down for a women's.
I
heel
liked it.
faction.
better than the debut the next night on SmackDown, which we'll talk about in a bit.
right.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think of the call ups on Raw? You guys think they're ready?
I think
what do you
it's
think they'll do?
so weird because Mandy hasn't been on NXT that much at all, like on TV anyway. Maybe she's
Mhm.
doing house shows or something. So it's odd to see her be called up to WWE when you have talent like Ember Moon and Peyton and Billy and and Nikki Cross and like they're just all still down there, and it's like, is Sonya really ready to be moved up to WWE over?
I don't think she
Ember
is.
Moon? You know?
Mandy's decent from
Mhm.
what I've seen, and I've heard Meltzer talk about seeing her at house shows recently, and she's legit, I guess. So,
Okay.
and I like her character.
I haven't seen
I
it,
think-
so.
I think that it's kind of a smart move. You get people that might not be the best right now, but they have high ceilings, and you put them in there with someone who's great, like Paige. They can kind of go under Paige's wing for the next few months, kind of learn, get in there, do some matches with other people.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I like the call ups.
Or they might
Yeah.
just be, they might not be there to be the top, hot shit. They might be there to get their ass kicked for a couple years.
I
Like
feel
Dana
like-
Brooke.
And this is irresponsible speculation. I feel like Vince does not see Mandy as a jobber. I think she's got the look that he likes,
He always likes that look, yeah.
and
Oh,
she's got the Trish Stratus look. She'll be pushed like crazy.
Yep. I feel like mainly all these women are being called up because of the the women's Royal Rumble that they're trying to plan, which
I've heard some people say who are usually pretty right. Like Pro Wrestling Sheet say, there's no plans that we've heard of to do that. That's like
really
something that people have. I think it's a great idea, but if
Mhm.
they were kind of saying this is something that people said would be a good idea, and that's how it got turned into a rumor. And maybe WWE sees the reaction and they plan one. I think they should.
Mhm.
But yeah, they might be just trying to get bodies in there for
Yeah,
that.
That's what I thought when I seen, especially after SmackDown 2. Like, that's 5 extra women added
Yeah.
right there.
And I don't think you do 30. There's no
No,
way, but you
you
could
20,
do like 15,
15.
20. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be fun. So,
Mhm.
so we'll see. I am interested for next week to see where they're going with that, because they attacked Alexa, they attacked everybody,
Mhm.
and it was cool to kind of see Alexa. I liked her one line of coming out, and this is why I think a loss is good for her, where she said, like, I know everyone, like, all the reaction online, Alexa came up a little short. I don't find that funny, by the way. Like, I thought that was a good moment.
Yeah.
And her kind of trying to really pretty transparently kiss ass of Paige and them and getting the shit beat out of her. That could be cool to kind of see where they go with exactly what Paige and them are.
It's great because I picked up Paige on my fantasy team about a month ago, and she just never returned.
It's also
So now-
important, right?
Yep. Now she came back. I'm gonna get some points out of her hopefully next week.
Make a run for the playoffs.
It all panned out.
Yep. If anyone hasn't picked up, Zack and I are in a fantasy wrestling league, and it's ridiculous. You get upset when matches don't happen and stuff like that.
Yep.
People get attacked to the ring, and you're pissed off.
It's totally changed my view on wrestling. I'm not sure.
Shannon doesn't like it. Yeah.
No, because he gets really mad about things that are good storylines, and it's
Come
like,
on, just let him do the match. It's your
that's
job.
a great story element. Like, why are you pissed about this? That's fantastic, and you get totally mad about something that's.
I am
really
mostly
fun.
joking. It's just kind of.
That
I enjoy getting so
that
upset.
One night you
about
weren't joking.
this.
Matt and I were our son. We're just laughing our butts off. Hey, luckily,
It was a close match. so
even-
I was-
even when Jason's mad, like he's a good sport, so it's fun.
Yeah. Hey, anything else from Raw that you guys can think of?
Not,
There's a lot that
I
happened,
was
but
like completely sick, so
Yeah.
I was like
So-
in and out of it.
let's go to SmackDown. We can go back if we think of anything.
Yeah.
So the big kind of thing is we'll go right to the female call-ups, which I thought was strange that they did it backstage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was odd.
That felt
A little
like
different.
it diminished some of it.
And it was super weird how like Alexa's like, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it like
And
took
it-
too long.
It reminded me kind of when Tyler Breeze debuted on SmackDown, and it was before the brand split. So SmackDown was taped, and it was really like nothing of note happened on it. So he debuted there, and kind of nothing happened out of it.
Mhm.
So I hope it doesn't. So Ruby Riott got called up, and then who else got called up?
Liv. Is it Liv
Oh,
Morgan?
Yeah,
oh
Liv Tyler.
yeah.
Liv
Because we
Morgan.
need a
Liv Tyler is the
Uh-huh.
actress.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I need Liv Morgan in my life, though. I'm so happy she's got called. I
I
followed her
am
on Twitter for
so
like
happy
months.
Ruby got called up.
Ruby's awesome too.
I think she's great in the ring and she's great on the mic, and I like her unique look and character.
Mhm.
Pretty much not like anything going right now.
I feel they should have switched it up. I feel that they should have came out and attacked the match first. And that's how they kind of came in, and then they went backstage and they seen Alexa, and Alexa can maybe look scared. Then they just jump her.
well,
too.
we're talking. Alexa was on Raw.
Oh yeah, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of
She attacked Naomi and
Becky
Carmella.
and Naomi
Yeah.
backstage. And
Um,
Becky sold the crap out of that. I was really actually wondering if she got hurt, but she
well, I would
screaming.
assume that's like why she's going to be written out for a while.
Exactly.
Did you
So-
call her to find out if she's okay?
She has not answered my phone calls since like after the restraining order. She has stopped answering them more. So
That's just she's playing hard to get, man.
that's what I'm saying. I'll get her one day.
Stalking. So what else happened on there? AJ cut a promo, which I kind of liked, where he was like, people said I took him to the limit and all that, but he's like, I still lost, and I felt like that's how I felt. Like, don't say this helped AJ, because AJ didn't really need the help in that
Right.
regard.
Jinder Mahal, his promo had to be live because it was bad. There's no way he pre-taped that, and they're like, all right, we'll send this out.
Yeah, he is so bad on the mic, and,
He literally
and
said B
I don't
Smash.
want to hate Jinder. I kind of like Jinder.
I want to like him.
Yeah.
He said Beastmaster, and AJ just sat there and was like, "Did you just say Beastmaster?
That's so
What is
dumb.
that?"
Yeah,
it was
said,
bad.
Yeah, AJ said you're dumb.
So they announced they're going to have a rematch at Clash of Champions
Yeah,
or Night of Champions.
it switches up
I don't know.
like every time.
Okay.
It's been
Yeah.
Night of Champions, and it's also been Clash of Champions.
Okay. Which, whatever. Hopefully you gotta get the rematch out of the way. I really at first I thought they were gonna give it back to him for the India tour, but as we talked before, I don't think that'll happen now. And hopefully that'll be the kind of the end of it. And hopefully Jinder improves still and has something to do and he's not a complete write off. But
Right.
what else happened on SmackDown? Anything of note?
Sami Zayn is such a good heel that he's
Yeah.
making me not like him, and I love Sami Zayn. That's how good he's being.
He's really good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like
he-
him.
Just being himself like times a million, just being super obnoxious out there.
And we bag on Vince, but I did hear Sammy, I believe on the Edge and Christian podcast, say when he turned heel, he was like preparing to just be all different. And Vince said, "No, do what you do. Just be a dick about it." So his little kind of subdued dancing, but he's still doing it. And
Just
what
over
was
the
the
top
line he
now.
had where it was something triple?
Yeah, he was like, check, double check, triple check, and just did it like
He's
3
so
times.
obnoxious about it.
Yeah, I was saying like that's so stupid. I'm like, well, that's what he wants me to think is it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
So Sammy and KO had the rematch with New Day where they had lumberjacks.
Not a bad match, honestly. The lumberjack match was pretty enjoyable.
No, it was good. Sammy got the crap beat out of him as Kevin got away.
Yep.
And then they talked to Kevin afterwards, and he's wrestling Kevin Orton next week, which I have to have a little minor gripe with the character. I love KO when he's prize fighter. I'll do whatever. And he was begging for his job, and he wants to, fight. And they're like, oh, you're going to fight Randy Orton next week. And he looked like really upset. And it's like, no, that's what you wanted. You have a job. You're going to fight.
Yeah. Him begging on his knees begging was not a big fan of that.
No.
That seems a bit much.
Yeah, like, okay.
It's just not his character, especially when they're being bad guys right now.
It didn't fit the KO that I love.
Yeah.
And then, what was the other thing? There is something definitely, I think we hinted at before, with Daniel Bryan going on.
Yeah,
there's a slow story there.
Planning a coup or whatever. I like that it's understated. WWE in particular is really good about hitting you over the head. Subtlety is out the window, and I feel like this, as we're going right now, is interesting. And
do you think something at Mania he's in a match?
I don't think he's wrestling.
No,
but
I think they're gonna tell a story about his leaving. But
maybe, yeah. Well, he's got another year on his contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's next 2018, like next fall, I believe.
Then I don't know. I thought he was due up sooner than that. I'm sorry.
I could be wrong. I know it's 2018 for sure.
Okay.
But I don't. I'm interested right now. So
what'd you guys think of the Bludgeon Brothers?
I like their new gear.
That was the one thing I didn't like.
Really?
Gear. Yeah, I thought they were awesome in the ring.
Luke Harper is in super good shape all of a sudden. I mean, he was getting in shape on his last push, and then they made him disappear. But I was impressed with like how much he's improved physically, I guess you'd say.
He was always a great worker.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Not doing him justice by not pushing him.
I like him a lot, and Eric Rowan is complete white noise to me.
Yep.
I don't like he's not great in the ring. He's not a botcher.
Yeah.
And his mic skills are blah. Like he's totally blah to me. And
Luke Harper doesn't need him.
No, he doesn't. And he was getting over as a singles wrestler, but they decided not to do anything with him. And is it just me, or did you guys notice, like, are they calling them just Harper and Rowan? I want to say they didn't use their first names at all, which kind of bums me out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Harper, Rowan, Bludgeon Brothers.
I don't like that.
Huh.
Luke Harper's a great wrestling name.
They did have one great... Yeah, they had that one great spot in there when Harper just slaps the shit out of Eric Rowan and throws him into him. That was awesome.
Yeah, they could be good. It was okay. So I am worried though that they're just gonna beat Breezango over and over because that's the rumor of who they're feuding with. But we'll see where they go. Let's get into. I didn't watch 205 Live yet.
Me either.
Nope.
I know
Cedric Alexander got points.
Had a street fight or something with Tozawa.
Honestly, I do not know.
Okay, so we'll move on to NXT, which was the much anticipated by me matchup of Gargano and Pete Dunne. Did you guys watch it?
I didn't catch it.
I know Shannon watched it. It was really good. It was a little slow at first, really picked up. I love Pete Dunne. Shannon and I rewatched before to get ready. Pete Dunne against Tyler Bate in the finale of the European tournament, and then the one that they had from TakeOver Chicago.
I was sitting in the recliner next to you, honey, but I didn't watch it. I was in and out. Okay. I was in and out. I was so sick. I was in and out of it. I'm so sorry.
I did know that you commented, I really don't like Pete Dunne. And
like he was irritating me.
And I think it was because of what he, like, on purpose.
He's supposed to irritate you, so.
When I let you guys borrow the PWG tapes, Pete Dunne's in a match about 2 years ago on it, and it is one of my favorite matches I've seen.
Did you get your tapes?
Yep, I got four DVDs in the mail on Saturday.
Awesome.
Yep, so I'm almost done watching them. I'll bring them over to you guys.
Yeah, when you're done, I'd like to.
You know what? I ordered Funko Pop, the little bobblehead guy things. I ordered New Day, the triple set of them, and it I never got it. It got lost in the mail.
Really?
Yeah, Amazon Prime refunded me completely. They're like, well, we don't know where it is.
Yeah, they're like, at this point, it's fair to say it's lost.
Isn't that? I'm so mad though.
It made it to the first stop in the mail when you track it, and it stopped there.
Really? That's weird.
Isn't that super weird?
At least they refunded you. Amazon's usually
but-
pretty good about that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't the kitty litter get lost that I ordered
Yeah.
instead?
That's
Like,
cool
I
ass
can go
bobblehead
to the
though.
store and get kitty litter. Like,
Can't
God.
replace the New Days.
Well, now because it's Christmas time, I feel bad. I feel too guilty about buying bobbleheads for myself. So now I'll wait until like January until reorder them, and then they'll be out of them or something. But just frustrated.
So that was a good match. Pete Dunne won, which, it was for the European title, so I felt like that was the right move. And I have a little bit of hope. We've talked about Gargano's losing streak, and they reference that a lot. So I'm feeling
It's a
like
storyline.
yes,
Yeah.
and whether like it's got to lead back to Ciampa at some point, but I'm okay. I feel a little bit better. I'm okay with it, and because I
He's
feel
putting
like
on good matches and he's getting
Yes.
time.
in NXT that will
and
get
you knew,
rewarded.
like you said, you kind of knew he was gonna lose this one. So
Mhm.
Do you guys know? I just found out this week. Do you guys know who Joey Gargano was married to?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's one of the women wrestlers. I
Candice
can't-
LeRae, is
Yeah.
that her
Yeah.
name?
yeah.
So I watched some of her matches. She's actually with like her whole gimmick. She's with that Joey Ryan guy. The guy that does the dick flip. You guys ever seen
really?
that?
No.
Yeah. She was in the Mae Young.
She was in
Yeah.
the Mae Young thing. Is what I know her from. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of these PWG matches is the Young Bucks, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, I believe it is.
Baby.
Versus Joey Ryan, two other guys, and Candice LeRae. And
That'd
they
be a good
beat the
match.
shit out of her during the match. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird. She gets a bunch of offense in too, but it's just weird. Like right off the rip, Young Bucks just super kick her.
It's not like one of those where she comes in like juking and jiving and they just punch her in the face and she goes down like a pile of bricks.
No, she gets a lot of offense in too, but it's just weird because you don't see that in WWE very
Yeah,
much.
that's interesting. I'm looking. Yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah, they're pretty
Um,
cool.
So
wanna
Total
see that.
Divas. It was not. I want to see her get beat.
What the hell, man?
No Total Divas this week.
No,
Oh.
it was really
Shannon-
sad. So I made
Shannon-
up for it. I made up
Yeah.
for it. I watched, like I said, the entire season of 2015 Tough Enough, and then today I totally just binge watched Breaking Ground. So
And you watched the whole mess of Total Divas too.
It's a whole mess.
oh, I did. I watched the entire first season of Total Divas too.
Yeah, you're really crushing it.
I'm tearing it up lately. Well, I'm playing
Yeah.
me some Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
My sister's is on the phone.
Yeah.
It's on the phone and iPad, and
My sister's been playing the shit out of it.
I think she friended me because I sent out my code on Instagram. I made it
So did
public,
she.
and
God.
like she liked it, and right away, and Emily friended me, so I think that's her.
Yeah.
Probably. I'll take a good
Think
guess.
that. We watched Ring of Honor this week. Did you watch it, Zach?
I did not.
Okay.
Was it
So,
good?
yeah, it was really good. I have to say.
He always says I watched this, and it was like in and out of consciousness, like throughout this whole week.
Well, do you remember the Best Friends, Shannon?
I love the Best Friends. Yeah,
Have you seen the Best Friends, Zach?
No. Who
It's
is
a
it?
They're a
tag
tag
team.
team there, and they're best friends, and they wear shirts of them hugging.
their team
Yeah.
is called Best Friends.
And during the
I
match, they
want
pause
one
to
of
hug each other. It was pretty
It got-
great.
It got
Like Kevin Owens
interrupted
and-
though.
Jericho?
Yeah. Yeah.
Their hug got interrupted, and it really pissed them off.
Yep, and they beat. I can't remember the name of the faction with Christopher Daniels. Is it Affliction?
Oh, I think that might be it. It's like him and Frankie Kazarian.
It was a good, solid match, and Best Friends went over, which I did not expect.
Was Dalton Castle on there at all?
He was, I believe, he cut a promo. I believe
He just got added to the Jericho Cruise, so
yes.
it's like it's
Oh,
another step
sweet.
going from- Yep.
I am pumped for that pay-per-view. I think him and Cody will put on a good match.
We should all do something to watch that.
Yeah, that's in like a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then was Matt Taven on there? Have you seen him yet?
I don't believe he was on. I was kind of like Shannon. I wasn't on, but I was like checking Reddit and stuff. So I was watching some of it, and I don't remember him.
I need to
Yeah.
start. I need to start watching Ring of Honor because I've
It's
only.
good. You can watch it for free on the Fight app.
I'm pretty sure you can watch it on their website too.
You probably can. Just on Roku, I have the Fight app, and it's every
Mhm.
Monday a new week goes up, and it's nice because it's like an hour. It's super easy to get through.
Yeah. it's
What
really
a-
easy
You just have to watch really shitty commercials.
Yeah, they are the worst commercials ever. Do you want to know about your prostate health? You just take these mystery pills that this.
And they play it
Guys,
over and over,
sorry.
and they're like, "Man, do you have trouble urinating?" And I'm like, every time, "God damn it, I gotta go and go pee." Son of a bitch.
You should use the bathroom. Jason's really dehydrated after watching it.
Yeah. This takes a lot out of me, this Ring of Honor. No joke.
the knee brace commercial. It's like prostate health
Yeah.
pills.
Get a free
and
knee brace.
knee
If you have
brace
Medicare.
commercials. Like, what is their demographic?
I know all the shit now. You want the numbers, Zach? I know it.
No, by heart after all that.
Yeah.
And the commercials are so blurry, and they're designed for the square TV. Even
Yeah, they look like 1980s.
it's awful.
It's fairly charming.
That's funny.
So I don't know what else there is.
Rumors. Anything else going on
rumors.
this week?
Rumors.
There is the rumor that Finn lost to Samoa Joe in a pretty good match from Raw this week.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a rumor that they had pegged him to wrestle against Brock at the Royal Rumble, and he lost to Kane a couple weeks ago, and the rumor is Vince was like, okay, we'll have time to rehab him and get him back on track. And then this past week, Vince was not happy with how over Finn was, which I think Finn's been over, and scrapped it and said, there's no point.
Unreal.
Which then Finn went on Twitter and
he's been going off the last couple of days with all that.
Which I don't know if he's saying those rumors are false, because I feel like if they were true,
Finn likes to troll too, though. He could hear the
Right.
rumors and play into it just because he thinks like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's mess with the smarks.
He posted a couple pictures. One of them was him wrestling Roman and kind of having him in a hold, and he tweeted something like, it was a word, I can't remember what it was, but he capitalized only OVER.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if it's true? It's a rumor. I kind of feel like if Finn did that, he would troll the audience, but he wouldn't piss off management. So maybe it's not true. We'll see where they go. Which, on the one hand, Shannon and I were talking. I have no problem with him losing to Joe. Joe's a solid competitor, and there's no shame in losing to him.
Right, because I would like Samoa Joe to be built up as well.
Totally. I don't like the way he lost to Kane, and hopefully he gets some wins under his belt. Yeah. So what other rumors? Other than that, it might have been kind of a slow week.
I feel like with the holidays, everybody kind of went home after SmackDown. I feel like there wasn't too
They've
much.
been traveling a lot lately, so
Yeah. So what else? Do we have any corrections?
No, we don't do. We haven't had any problems yet. No one has emailed us, but if like you notice we say something wrong, go ahead and email us at contact@kippingupwithwrestling.com, and we will correct ourselves in the very next episode.
Yep. And if you have any just other questions, pointers, mail them in.
Yeah.
And we could answer them. So anything else, guys?
Trying to think. I don't think so. I feel like we covered everything.
Okay.
I do want to say, though, this was one of my favorite weeks of wrestling in a long time.
It was so much.
It was awesome. Everything I felt like, even Survivor Series was a little bit piss poor, but WarGames was great. Monday and Tuesday were enjoyable. So
totally
good week of wrestling.
I saw someone kind of post, if I love something, I still don't want to watch it 5 days in a row. And I was kind of like, and some weeks maybe I have other stuff going on, but this week I was like, I totally will watch wrestling 5 days in a row.
I did too. No shame.
Shannon, I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Shannon?
That's all right. It's over.
Okay.
That's fine.
Sorry. All right. Sorry.
We kind of covered it. It's fine.
Okay. So that's our show. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to check us out at our website, kippingupwithwrestling.com. We're all over that internet at Kipping Up. You can watch us record live, usually every Thursday at 8 p.m., which I'm pretty pumped that we were able to stick with this week, because I didn't want this week to go by and then kind of forget about this stuff next week, because there was a lot of good stuff. Follow us at all those social medias, websites, turn on notifications. You'll get info when we stream on Twitch. If you can't catch us live, you can always subscribe to our YouTube or your favorite podcast app and join us through the week at our Discord channel. We've had some good conversation going on there, where we text about wrestling all day long, post lots of links and stuff. And all links are in the show notes and on the site. Email us with corrections, feedback, any interview opportunities, anything at contact@kippingupwithwrestling.com.
Thank you for listening to Kipping Up with Wrestling. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Tumblr, and Twitter.
All right, we're still live, but